The title of the book is One American Voice. Dedication. This book is dedicated to all of you who experience little or no love in life. Love is the greatest gift that our Creator gave us, and to deny others this experience of love is to self-inflict injury to the human race. Let me show you how to be happy in wealth of love. Introduction. OurHumanDebate.com would prefer to receive as much support from psychologists, psychiatrists, sociologists, and scientists as possible. Hopefully, we can all agree that this world needs a little more love in it. This is a responsible attempt to spark a conversation nationwide that will bring about a wave of positive energy in our Western society. I hope you will participate and continue to bring backing and credibility to this book and the website. I've consistently heard in American culture that money and/or lust makes the world go round. I can agree because that seems to be all that people really desire and care about according to their actions. In this book, I want you to disable your pride in modern marvels, technologies, and advancements. I want you to do so in order for you to realize that, by the true standards of universal time, the human race is really quite young. We have a long way to go. My point is simple. The way we currently motivate each other to advance in this world is not written in stone by any means. We are in charge of and responsible for how we motivate ourselves and others. We have the ability to change how the human race motivates itself to advance in and possibly beyond this universe. This book is a calling to all of mankind to motivate ourselves with love rather than money or lust. This book is an argument for unity of many unique cultures by a bonding in love. My hope is that one day this work of mine will aid in the destruction of alliances that are based on human greed and lust, and aid the construction of a beautiful, multicultural alliance founded on love. OurHumanDebate.com is an ongoing discussion meant to accelerate the human race's progress in this existence via the enabling of love's rule over the world of mankind. Chapter 1 is a collection of articles intended to warn the reader of the potential for the collapse of Western society if we do not establish more love in this world. Chapter 2 is a collection of articles intended to give the reader a broader perspective on the subject of human progress and convince the reader that love is the most important ingredient in human welfare. Chapter 3 is a collection of articles intended to excite the reader as to the possibilities of living life with more love in this world. I call myself a philosopher. I am a philosopher that promotes love, human welfare, the welfare of all life, and the exploration of our environment, the universe. Being a good person in this world is a constant challenge. You have to know yourself. You have to know that your enemy is not a person, but the aggregate bad will towards mankind that exists in each of us to varying extents. You have to know that your friend is a person with spiritual value. Love is definitely unconditional, but we are not love itself. We are the beings of reason and free will that can choose to follow a path to love, a path to the absence of love, or the ever-changing middle ground of horrid risk. I choose love not out of fear, but because I know how enjoyable and fun it is, and because I want to believe it is my Creator's will. I do not fear evil, I respect the good. This struggle of goodwill versus bad will is intangible and one of intuition. You cannot know that there is a Creator. You can only reason intuitively that someone or something set into motion this awesome universe. You can only choose to push for goodwill or bad will towards mankind. We all know that no one wants to hear anything resembling a new religion. Therefore, if you can't agree with the concept of this argument originating with creationism and progressing with common sense and logic, I hope you will be able to isolate the concept of love and extract this concept from my spiritual tones in order to see the logic of the argument for love as the optimal motivator for human progress. The importance of my beliefs in spirituality pale in comparison to the importance of love thriving in this world of mankind. If every person who ever dreamed of spreading peace and love and understanding throughout humanity dared to sacrifice so much of their livelihood to, not impose, but open up their minds and offer the deepest thoughts on love and peace to everyone who ever felt overwhelmed by pain, fear, anger, or hate, well then, someone, somewhere, would create a spark of love that would spread like an explosion throughout all of humanity. My faith, beliefs, and spirituality are my own. My purpose in life is not to spread my faith, for God forgive me if I lead someone astray from their beliefs in an organized religion just to see that religion be the correct religion. Rather, my purpose in life is to communicate that love can conquer all if you choose to let love do so. I wish I could keep my faith private, but the mission of spreading love is undeniably entwined with my faith. So in conclusion of any questions asked by anyone who ever might read my work, I will say this about my personal faith. I am at peace with my Creator. I observe all that is nature, from the loyalty of the herd to the viciousness of the predator. I observe all that is balanced amongst nature. I observe the intricacy of little creatures and marvel at their wonder. I observe the infinite possibilities of space, and I believe creationism is real. When I look at man, I see something unique in that we as a species have the ability to define ourselves. We can shape our own psychology. What we make of ourselves will determine our destiny. We have a choice. We have been given the ability to reason. And in my opinion, based on my observations, we have been given free will, one of the greatest gifts a creator could ever give a form of life when combined with the ability to reason. Having been given a choice to push for love, understanding, and cooperative competition, or a choice of mistrust, fear, and negative competition, we should choose to fight for that which can bring all men and women to hope and prosperity: love. Science has become the religion of the modern world. We're constantly setting up experiments with controls and variables, and we assume that this scientific method can answer all questions about our surroundings. I have my doubts, and I'll tell you why. When it comes to intangible experiments like psychological clinical studies, an underlying bias can always be present in the given study. An underlying bias is not necessarily detectable by experiments or clinical studies. What I'm saying is simply, there may be some larger, unforeseen factor that is yielding symptoms that give the appearance of some other incorrect explanation for the observations being seen. I have thought for quite some time that experience in life is the number one factor in the development of mood disorders. A doctor may test the blood of everyone who is depressed and find that each of these people is low on a certain set of biochemicals. He may then conclude that a genetic deficiency in said biochemicals is the cause of depression. He has incorrectly ruled out the possibility that negative stimuli repeated over a long period of time have created the deficiency in the minds of many of the depressed. I am not trying to rule out the value of clinical studies. They provide the necessary structure to some of our learning processes. However, relying too heavily on controls and variables will only blind us from the truth. Only a well-rounded mix of clinical studies, experiments, pattern recognition, logic, and personal experiences can yield efficient, visionary progress in human development and evolution. Chapter 1.